Greetings everyone. So this video is pertaining to one of the other videos I made about healing your auric body with sound frequency. And so I had a question asked to me, Andulairah, why are these sounds, what's the importance about A432 Hertz? So I'm going to explain the mechanisms behind why it is so important to be listening to music tuned to the A432 frequency as opposed to the A440 frequency, which is the standard concert pitch tuning scale used with Western instruments, and it is the standard concert pitch that is recognized and acknowledged by the American Music Federation. So that is what all instruments are tuned to, is A440. If you go into a music store and turn on a keyboard, you will see that the scale or the key is in A440. That's what it's set at. Like that's the standard C. Like C is tuned to 440 Hertz, and it is just not good. There is a lot of things that, you know, society or the government, or I don't know what you would call it, is letting you down on. That's one of them. So the background behind A432, I'm just going to go briefly into it, but it is the healing frequency of the cosmos. It is what nature resonates at. It is what nature benefits most at. They call it the universal language, the cosmic language of the universe. It's the language that everything in existence understands. And it is quite noted that many of the ancient megaliths and ancient temples and ancient glyphs around the world, they have a consistency and an acknowledgement of the A432. I'm talking about Stonehenge, I'm talking about the statues at Mount Meru. Where else am I talking about? A432. And so it's known throughout so many ancient cultures, but particularly it's known through the Tibetan monks and their musical instruments. They are all tuned, those Tibetan bowls, they're all tuned to the A432 pitch, because the A432 is what our body recognizes. And that difference between A432 and A440 is a significant difference, and it can cause a serious impact on our body, because our body is so much more sensitive than what we could ever understand. We are sensitive to light, we are sensitive to sound, we're sensitive to electromagnetic waves, we're surrounded with several field frequencies, the electrostatic field that warps around us, and also the electromagnetic, and the mingling and the integration of these two comprises of our aura. And so we're bombarded with frequencies and waves of all sorts every day, and our bodies are working so hard to keep us regulated every day. And you know, we are constantly working, our bodies are constantly working to keep us regulated with the spin of the earth and the frequency of the earth. And you know, there's such a meshing and melding together that it is completely beyond our understanding. But anyway, today I'm trying to make it simple for you to understand the difference between what you're listening to and how it has affected society. I would say that the A440 concert pitch was introduced I think it was, I'm not sure if it was World War One or World War Two, but it was introduced after the war by Mr. Deagle, I think his name is. And Mr. Deagle, J.C. Deagle, if I can remember correctly, he had attended a lecture by a renowned German physicist who was explaining how the 440 concert pitch changes the molecular structure and the DNA structure within the body in a detrimental way. It was causing problems in the body. So, and anything to do with the A440, it was played to soldiers, German soldiers, Nazi soldiers, to, you know, to get them going, to feel like they want to, be aggressive. It created aggressive tendencies in people, this concert pitch. And it was used to beef up soldiers and to get them ready. And isn't that amazing? How sound frequency can make people do that. You know for a fact that when you listen to hardcore metal music, you feel like going crazy and yeah. And but when you listen to dance music or house music or trance, you're just spaced out dancing and just you're in your own world and you go somewhere else. And then at least with relaxing music, you become inward, you become zen, you become relaxed, and there's such a difference. Each time you hear this music, your body is responding, and you are going into a different reality. You're going into a different brainwave state, and you can recognize that immediately from the music that you hear straight away. So anyway, this Mr. Deagle then came back to America, and he married into affluent society and somehow convinced the American Federation of Music to change the concert pitch to A440. I don't know how it was done, but it was done, because before that all music was based on A432. And in fact, Confucius, is it Confucius? I don't know how you pronounce it, but the guy I have in mind, I'm sure you guys know who he is. He would play music around the Chinese provinces to keep peace within the Chinese people, to keep peace around society in China. Anything in A432 they would listen to, it would keep the balance, it would keep that harmonious equilibrium throughout society. Now another thing is, and I bet you don't realize it, is that your telephones, yes, your house phones, they are tuned, the ringtone is tuned to A440 hertz. I bet you didn't know that, did you? But they are. And that 8 hertz difference from A432 to A440, it is a significant difference to have an impact on your body. It has a significant impact, and that's why it is set at that concert pitch. There is method behind the madness, people. It is also recognized that the A432 scale, just some benefits about it, is that it is the frequency for cell division. And cell division is based, at least what I think it's based, or I can theorize on, that it's based on the Fibonacci scale. It's based on that, and that's how cells divide. That's how cells divide. The Fibonacci scale just seems to be the natural order, the natural progression for cells and for growth and for evolution in our lives and on our planet. Dr. Masaru Emoto, the water doctor, that's playing certain frequencies to water, and then freezing the water and then slicing it in tiny microscopic slices of ice and then putting that under a microscope, it shows you how the molecular composition of the water has formed itself into a crystal. It's formed itself into a pattern. And so that just shows you that that pattern is the blueprint for that perfect sounding harmonious frequency. And that can only be good because then he has showed microscopic slices of ice and their pictures of water that has come from polluted rivers or come from water that has been played very imbalanced and disharmonious sounds. And you can see when you put sand on a vibrating, I forgot what they call it, it's like a vibrating plate, it's a resonant plate, and you play the frequency on the plate, or you at least play the frequency, and the sand on the plate converges and creates and morphs into the accord, like the pattern according to whatever frequency is played. And the difference between the 432 and the 440 is that the 440 frequency, when it's played, you can see it's distorted, the pattern is distorted. But when the 432 is played, when the chord or the note is played in A432, you see the pattern just tightening up and becoming a very sharp, a definite pattern. And so it shows you, that's proof in the pudding. That shows you how beneficial the A432 scale is to the body. And so when you play, like for example the auric healing music that I've listed on my music page, when you and on my YouTube channel, you can listen to it for free. It's on there. It's like, I think it's 35 minutes. It is 5 minutes of playing that perfect harmonious note, the note for each chakra, based on the A432 scale, and it's like it's giving it it's a injection of healing frequency, of healing sound that's being, it's melting through the crevices of each energy center when it's played. And so you're giving your body a realignment. You're correcting the imbalance and the disharmonious frequencies that have bombarded your body, because these frequencies can make you sick. They can make you sick, and they are very detrimental to the body. They're detrimental to your emotional body, your physiological body, your physical body. They are just detrimental. When you listen to music, make sure, or when you play music, make sure it's in the A432 scale, because any other concert pitch, it's not going to be harmonious for you to listen to. So listed, and I know the healing frequencies that I've listed, they are monotone. It means there's only one tone playing, because that tone is specifically matched for each chakra point in your body. And so basically it's an influx of that pure tone energy going into your body, and you just sit and you listen to it. Play it to your animals. I know that when I play it every single day, either when I'm sleeping or when I'm working, on my website, or reading or researching or whatever, I play it without fail every single day. There is not a day that goes by that I do not play those frequencies to myself, because it is important that after a day of being awake and being active, 24 hours a day, our body needs to recalibrate. It needs to come back to itself. And so basically what happens, when your body is sensing this frequency, this pure frequency of A432, it's like, whoa, I recognize this frequency. and it loves it, and it's basically recalibrating itself and clearing itself out and healing the body with this frequency. You can heal the body with sound frequency and light frequency, and light is basically the visible form of this frequency, and it is shown on the electromagnetic spectrum, which is basically when you see, I was going to say a rainbow, but this isn't a rainbow. When you see a rainbow in the sky, this is the complete visible electromagnetic spectrum that humans can see, because we can't see. The spectrum is huge and we can only see about this much of it, and the rest of the invisible spectrum is microwaves, gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays. We can't see any of that. We're only limited to the visible spectrum, which is the rainbow. We can see the rainbow when we see it when we shine water in a glass up to the sun. We see colors. Crystals up in the sun, we see colors. And so basically our body is a walking crystal also, and the colors that are reflected back out into the field, into this electrostatic and electromagnetic field, represent the state of being that we are in, and that is our aura. Our aura tells someone which state we are in at that moment. Our auras always change. Our auras are always in a state of flux. They are never static. They are never staying the same. But at least you can I guess you can judge somebody on their aura at that particular time, in what state of mind they're in, how healthy they are. An aura will tell you the truth about somebody. So bring it back to the basics. Get on to listening to those pure tones to heal your body, to get away from those detrimental sounds. Noise pollution is the #1 form of pollution in the world. It's not carbon pollution. It's not, there's so many forms of pollution, but noise pollution is the #1 most detrimental form of pollution for anything on this planet. It is noise pollution, especially for us. And you can see how music affect people's way of being. I'm not discriminating against any type of music, but you can see how people act and respond after listening to certain amounts of music or different types of music. Their mood and how it hypes them up and gets them, makes them feel good and tough and strong and whatever. You can see how music, makes people react. It is, yourself. I don't need to, deliver it to you guys, because you know how music makes you feel. So it's important to get back to basics every day. Listen to those pure tones of the A432 scale to realign your chakra body, realign those tone frequencies that keep your body regulated and communicate with everything else around us. We're like, we've got sparks coming all over us, trying to communicate, and not trying to, but they are communicating every day with the fields around us. Our bodies are just relentless, working for us to keep us regulated, to keep our heartbeats and our temperature regulated, to keep the waves that are pulsating around the earth in calibration with our body, to make sure that they are balanced. Because if our planet was vibrating at something else, a different frequency, then we would be in tune to that. We would be made to be aligned to that. So, owe it to yourselves every day to, I know it gets monotonous and it gets boring listening to those tones, those monotones, but they are serving a purpose. If you want background relaxation music, then I suggest you listen to something else. But these monotones are made monotone for a reason. They are made to inject excuse me, they are made to inject that healing frequency back into your body. There is a lot of information on the internet about this. I suggest that you look it up if you want to know more about it, but I'm just here to let you know that, you know, get on to healing your body with what you're capable of doing now. And you know, you don't have to pay for this. I've put it up free for you so you can get into just healing yourself every day, you know, and owe it to yourselves. Owe it to yourselves to, you know, for 35 minutes when you sleep, even if you want to sleep and have it playing, play it before you go to sleep. But allow your bodies to have that chance just to come back to its center and be like, you know, when they hear the frequencies, be like, ah, oh, thank you, you know, this is what I need. So allow that. It will unblock your chakras. It will pranic energy or your cosmic energy, whatever you want to call it. Allow it to just regulate and breathe and be in a rhythmic motion and, you know, just recenter everything, recalibrate everything. I want you to be healthy. I want you to be healthy, but so do many others as well. So yeah. Wow, I'm glad I got that all out. It's kind of warm here. Yeah. So well, that's what I'm hoping to share with you, to heal yourselves, to get in the right frame of mind, to get passionate, to get excited, to live in the moments, you know, and help your own body. You know, give your body a pat on the back because it's doing a great job, you know, trying to keep you regulated and healthy every day. Because without it, we would not be here. We would be there. So, you know, give yourself the chance to heal. Get the right sound frequency into you. Don't be listening. Don't listen to the ringtone anymore. If you can avoid hearing that ringtone, if you can avoid music that is tuned to the A440 hertz, then by all means do it. You know, and you don't have to take my word for it. Go and do your research about A432. Go. Frequency, light, vibration is all connected. I send you my love. May your days be blessed. May you be passionate. May you live in excitement. And may you always, always work from your heart.